Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly for pricing. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a 2017 version of a model that originally arrived in 2016. This is the Greubel Forsey Signature 1 in collaboration with longtime Greubel Forsey watchmaker Didier Cretin. Now, the original Signature 1 came out in 2016. This is the 2017 version, an 11-piece series in platinum. The watch is wearable by Greubel Forsey standards. 41 millimeters in diameter is very accessible. It's 11.9 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, it measures 48.8 millimeters with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw the watch on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and it wears nicely. Part of this is the fact that it's just not as big as the usual Greubel Forsey watch, but also the shape of the lugs really helps with the fit. As you can see, they are downturned quite dramatically. The edges of the case drape down and away from the edge of your wrist, and being only 11.9 millimeters thick with a sloped bezel, it will slide fairly easily underneath a dress cuff. Taking a look at the strap, it's high grade, a medium rectangular scale alligator leather in black. It's got a distressed treatment with a folded edge, monotone stitch, and on the bottom you can see calfskin. This is a brand new Greubel Forsey factory strap. The watch is equipped with a matching Greubel Forsey platinum pin buckle, which includes a combination of satin and polish. It's quite attractive, and like the watch, fairly spare. Greubel Forsey is known for watches with 1, 2, 4 tourbillon regulators, tourbillons plus other complications, and massive cases. This is more of a statement of how much can be achieved with simplicity. I hate to say less is more, but that generally is the philosophy here. That said, you do get more fine finishing, as some of the elements are larger and more dramatic because they don't have to share the stage with complications. The dial is open and airy, and while it does have a solid gold anthracite colored dial, the real star is this enormous slow beating free sprung balance. So Didier Cretin, whose name is on the base plate, was a longtime Greubel Forsey watchmaker who was given carte blanche and resources to create his dream watch using Greubel Forsey's suppliers, engineering resources, and finishing resources. So everything directed toward one man's dream. It's a rare occasion when Robert Greubel and Stephen Forsey have given up some control of their namesake brand, and the results are spectacular. So it's a manual wind movement with a 54-hour power reserve. You can see an extraordinarily elaborate black polished steel bridge for the barrel on the underside, and then the ratchet wheel has been both black polished and then there's a concave hollow to it. It's deeply dished. So that is fantastic to see. They've taken a very simple mechanism, a barrel bridge, a ratchet wheel, and a click to prevent the barrel from running backward, and turning them all into a composed work of art with a golden chaton fixing the pivot jewel at the center and the arbor for the barrel in a pocket watch style golden chaton. And you can see those chaton or jewel cups on the train leading down to the escapement. The escapement, as it happens, along with the balance, is on the dial side, and it is free sprung, adjusted in 6 positions, and thus more shock tolerant, but also easy to adjust precisely. You can see that recessed variable inertia bolts are placed on the balance, so they move in and out to change the turning force or polar moment of the balance, so they are used to adjust the movement. There's no mobile stud index that can be displaced by shock. We have an overcoil, which actually has an inner and outer curve to help centralize the mass of the hairspring, so no matter what position the watch is in, it's less likely to gain or lose time. We do have a constant seconds indicator. We have white gold Delta style hands, and of course that dial, though nickel anthracite in color, is made of solid gold. We have dial side stripes or Côte de Genève. We have a lovely frosting by means of a wire brush on the base plate. The bridge is completely black polished steel, and then it's been mirror beveled on its edges. You can also see that interior angles have been created where those beveled edges meet the jewel at the center. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 inboard, and then you go to the edge of the bridge and you can see you have 2 sharp interior angles where bevels meet. at each corner. So you actually wind up with 8 sharp interior angles just on the balance bridge structure. We have more of those golden chaton for the pivot jewels on the dial side. All this is 30 meters, water resistant. Again, 11-piece limited edition. You can see the case back has been hand engraved. And then we have nickel, copper, zinc. It's what's normally known as German silver, but it's known as maillot in the French watchmaking regions. So this German silver maillot material here has been frosted with a wire brush, which is literally like the brush you use to clean your grill. And by forcibly dabbing the surface innumerable times, you create this frosting technique. Now, if you look carefully at the wheels, you can see not only are they satinated, but if you go inside their hollows, the interior circumference as well as the spokes, they've actually been hand beveled, creating more interior angles than I can count and living up to the reputation of Greubel Forsey, which is more is more. I talked about this being a less is more watch, but if you look at the details, more is more prevails even here. Finish without peer. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.